basically, we kind of want to talk about the ugly side today, the breakups.
Same.
Yeah.
So I mean, like looking back on those parts, I'm like, okay, like yeah, like we're gonna have to find other ways to be strong and learn how to work through things. But it did cause me to definitely spend a little bit more time getting to know myself during that, and I think that kind of started the journey
Yeah.
in some ways.
We got back together like you said in May. We got no, you said May, right? Yeah. We got back together in May. We kind of started, communicating with her. I just learned, like, hey, look, I in the day, a lot of times I hold myself back. 'Cause what happened was is I had did something. I had like basically had sex with this girl. Woke up and literally first thing I thought of like, what are you pregnant? Oh my god, if you're pregnant, Lauren's not gonna take me back. Literally that popped in my head, and I'm just like, bruh, if you out here, having sex, with other chicks, you can't be thinking about like how another chick is gonna take what you're doing. And so that's when I realized like, nah, let me go ahead and just go ahead and hang up my jersey, go ahead and get my lady back. I did some begging. I did a little bit of begging. I have no shame.
Oh, I thought you said he did some banging. I
No,
was like,
no, no. I did some begging. No, I did some
He
begging.
did.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't do all that. Calm down. I didn't do all that. But it was definitely was a time where I was vulnerable. But hey, look, I want to be with you. This is what I want. I don't see no point in doing things like that. And I think that's what really I had made the decision in my mind. Like, hey, this is going to be the woman I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And got back together, and we actually moved in together. We moved together that same
that was
summer.
Year. Yep. So,
Yeah,
yep.
we moved together that same summer for our senior year, and then we had some other stuff to tell you. But then that was the first time we got back
Yeah,
together.
so that's so that's the first time, and then so we were together. So that's going into
Senior year.
going into senior year.
Yeah.
We're together that whole year, and I think that the thing that's interesting is like when we break up again is that we did really well with the living together part. Like
Yeah.
that part wasn't hard, like adjusting to how he cleans or when I cook. Like it was that part was not hard at all. It was the other things that came with living together. So like for instance, like you see each other more often, so naturally like how are you spending time or finding ways to come together again, being supportive with one another
Yeah.
because you can support in a different way if y'all are obviously if we're living together.
And not just
right?
that too, but I think a lot of times too, we kind of got tired of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you go to
Little
sleep, you see them, you wake up, you see them. It's like,
Still
God,
here.
you got something to do. So it was like that.
Little bit.
And then too sometimes, and it was so weird because we have times like that, and then we have times where we both were busy, especially when I was getting ready when I was getting ready to cross and be an alpha, like during that process too, like that like caused us to have time from each other. We forgot to get time together.
Yeah, like the things that you
Yeah.
can hide behind if you don't live together a little bit. Like so, for instance, like hey, like we don't live together, so like I'm not gonna hear you when you come in the house.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like now it's like no, we live together. You heard me when I came in the house, and you didn't even think to ask, how are you doing tonight,
Yeah.
or did you have a good day? Like
Yeah.
I just was very inconsiderate.
Yeah, it'd be like, yeah, I mean, I would have like a hot plate in the microwave, and I appreciate that. But it's like you didn't ask me how my day was, like and especially too, because like you became Greek too, so you understood like what like the process and how that was and
Right.
how you prepare yourself. And it was like, dang, like you couldn't have my back like I had yours.
Y'all,
You know
all
what
I
I'm
had
saying?
was a pillow. I don't know.
Nah.
I
Yeah.
was rude. It
Yeah.
was bad. But I think I realized too, like I was at that point. I was starting to kind of go through. I think that was actually the start of the depression too. And it wasn't like it had nothing to do
But
with
the
him
thing is,
crossing or
though, in that
anything.
time, like you didn't know you were that. So I think the hard
Yeah,
thing with me
exactly.
is like where you at? Like I need you at this time.
Right, so when I
Yeah.
wanted to support, like I was not able to administer a level of support just because of what I was going through.
Right. And I
Yeah.
think that's like the first time Bush kind of realizing that hey, that was something we had to work on. And that too, I feel like the things that we broke up for the first time was like, hey, I'm not being heard. I feel like that came up, right? Like, I feel like I
Nothing
would say
changed.
things. Well, no, there's nothing changed. It's that, and I guess the ultimate thing what kind of bothered me was why do I have to snap for you to hear me? Right? And it was like little things like that, or like I would try to talk, and a lot of times I didn't feel good about talking to you. That one time, like I was trying to talk to you about something, I can't remember what it was exactly, but I remember you just went and ran to the bathroom. I'm like, babe, I was trying to improve us, and you're like, you don't love me, you don't want to be with me. I'm like, I'm trying to work on things so we can be with each other.
It literally felt like there was a block up, and I literally, like, the sound waves coming through were not what he was saying. It was just whatever I was making up in my head. Like, it was terrible. I didn't hear anything Thaddeus was saying during the time.
Yeah.
So that I would say, whenever you're dating, and I actually had this conversation with somebody else, one of my friends, and it's very difficult to date someone if they're going through something, some type of trauma, or with depression, like whatever it might be. It's very difficult to date someone during that time. And so I appreciate, Thaddeus for doing the best he could during that time, but like there was just some things. I mean, he wasn't gonna be able to do it.
But also too, though, I think the big thing of it is a lot of times, I think something we've improved upon now is communicating when we're going through something, right?
Yeah.
Like for example, I would ask you, hey, what's going on? What is wrong? This isn't you, and you'd be like, you'd be like, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. And it was more of like, how can I work on something if you're not willing to admit that there's something wrong?
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like that was hard too. That put like a lot of strain in our relationship. Like I remember it would be a time when I would be trying to make it, I would try to make it work, and she wouldn't try to make it work.
Yeah.
And then I would get fed up and I stopped trying to make it work, and then she would be trying to make it work. It literally was like our timing was never right.
Right.
And, and that whole
whole year was just that over and over again. So it made it. I mean, there was nothing wrong. There was obviously like some good moments.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, I felt like the strain of the bad to the good was. I mean, it clearly outweighed.
And wasn't just that, we were getting ready to graduate. So we were thinking about our
life
futures.
was changing in general.
Because I remember also too, I think a fallout was too, is I had said for a long time I would go to Ohio with you, and I was gung ho to do that. But in my mind, it was like as time started going and we started getting closer to graduation and having to move, it was like I'm not happy. So like why would I move when I'm not happy already? It's not gonna be helping us out,
Right. And I think there were some obvious things like transitions where we both were acting differently because our relationship was transitioning, and I think that there were some moments where we were like, okay, like we're probably done.
No, yeah.
During
the cruise.
So
we
graduated, literally graduated on Saturday, left the next day to go on a cruise together.
What's Friday we graduated?
We graduated on Saturday.
Yeah, for Sunday was Mother's Day.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So we went on a cruise. I remember that. And the cruise was fun. I remember the last few days of the cruise, I think reality started kind of hitting us. And we were like, so we get back, what are we going to do? And I think at that point we both knew we were done. We both knew we were done. And I think we thought about trying, but then we started bumping heads again. And it was just more of I think it was okay. We need to call it quits. I remember she went on a trip. This is the last straw. She went on the trip. And so we had talked before she went on the trip with her mom. And I thought we had said we was broken up. And then she got back and she was kind of...
Thaddeus is changing the story.
No, I'm not changing. I thought we said we broke up.
No, we left the cruise because the cruise was such a highlight. We were like, okay, we left the cruise saying everything's going to go, we're good. Let's enjoy this time. And when we get back, let's continue to work on our relationship. I leave, my mom takes me on my graduation trip, just her and I, come back. Thaddeus is not even, I communicate when I'm coming back to the apartment, everything. Thaddeus isn't there, y'all. Just gone, not available, hanging out with his friends. I said, okay, I've been gone for a week and you didn't even care that I came back in town? You're not even here for me? So at that point, I was like, okay, last straw. I think I kind of packed up my stuff that night and I was...
because you left, I think that Thursday, you had that last time or whatever. And then, we were done. Then I had moved to Atlanta in August. And then we were broken up for over a year.
And I moved on to Cincinnati, started my job, went on with my best life.
Yeah, so
wasn't really my best life, but that's what I kept telling myself. So.
But literally, we didn't communicate for a while.
Yeah.
We were done. And that I will admit though, it was, this was one thing I said where God works in mysterious ways. I really was done with you. I had literally was praying like, God, remove this feeling from my heart. No, because you told me you didn't love me. And I don't want to hear that. We need nobody to fake around these people. But you told me you was done with me. You told me you was through. And I was like, God, why can't I feel the same way? I want to move on with my life. I don't want to love her no more. I was praying, God, take the love of my heart. But I'm happy, he kept it there because obviously, where we're at now. And I think that time that we spent away from each other, I think it was very precious. I definitely look back to it was precious.
It was necessary.
Well, guys, we'll talk about that next time. Just about, basically hearing about us and our growth through our breakup and our growth through that separation. Look forward to hearing from y'all again. Any parting words you want to give to them?
No. Stay tuned for the journey to marriage.
See ya.